A black astronaut, Cyril. That's like killing a unicorn.
Aw, crap.
What is it with serial killers in skin?
I'm not a serial killer.
Wait, why'd you emphasize serial?
I didn't. What are we doing? Did I mention I have a surprise for you?
Hey, will I get to learn karate?
Karate? The Dane Cook of martial arts?
2.
3. I was scared. I ran away. Sue me. And then sue me for this. Smoke bomb.
What is that? Oh shit, what is that?
So by way of making you feel right at home, Bobby. Mr. Chairman. Come along, sir. After you. This is your place now, you know. Of course, it isn't as if you was any stranger here, Bob.
But somehow this place all looks different to me.
There are a lot of things about me you don't know anything about. Things you wouldn't understand. You couldn't understand. Things you shouldn't understand. I don't understand. You don't want to get mixed up with me. I'm a loner. A rebel.
The shadow of the conquering German armies covered Western Europe. The self-styled master race was riding high.
And my gal Sally Lou, she's probably out with some other guy at this identical moment.
Oh, my darling, what big eyes you have.
Jeez, they're loafing, playing. Well, I'd freeze up here. I wish I could see him. I'd tell him a thing or two.
Technical Fairy, voice class, at your service. Take cover, stupid. Take cover. Uh-oh. Them tracks, they reveal your position.
Well, now I feel like an asshole.
When do you not?
Almost always. I really like me.
Baffling.
We're never gonna finish all this.
We can if certain people would help.
I'm sorry, are you addressing me? Because your authority is not recognized in Fort Kickass.
Yeah, Irene Portfleep just called. He wants you to pose for him. Oh, come on. Beloved illustrator of gnomes? Jesus, read a coffee table book. Big whoop. I'm spooning a Barrett 50 cal. I could kill a building.
What is that? Oh shit, what is that?
There are a lot of things about me you don't know anything about. Things you wouldn't understand. You couldn't understand. Things you shouldn't understand. I don't understand. You don't want to get mixed up with me. I'm a loner. A rebel.
What is that? Oh shit, what is that?
Now Adolf Hitler stood just as Napoleon had stood more than 100 years before, and looked across the English Channel to the one fighting obstacle that stood between him and world domination. The chalk cliffs of Britain rose sheer and white out of the choppy waters.
As the sun sets on the Lani Kehlani Luau, a reminder to our listeners, in the words of our very own President Kennedy, think not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for the King and Queen of America. On Free Radio Olympia, 91.9 FM.
What is that? Oh shit, what is that?
Of course, the enemy sometimes uses camouflage too.
Home. They got it soft back there. They don't even know there's a war going on. Back in my hometown, take my old man. He's probably down to kill it.
As the sun sets on the Lani Kehlani Luau, a reminder to our listeners, in the words of our very own President Kennedy, think not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for the King and Queen of America. On Free Radio Olympia, 91.9
In 1943, when I was aboard a flat top in the Pacific, I was on an important assignment for the skipper.
I guess it was nothing. A sudden light reflection that startled me. No doubt a comet or a meteor. No, it seemed to be a drill-shaped thing. Evolving. No, it must have been my imagination.
You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the Twilight F.R.O. Free Radio Olympia, 91.9 FM.
She finally caught me, Bob.
Betty, many happy returns of the day. Stu, that's a great place you picked for a honeymoon.
Oh, marriage has made me conservative. How about it, Mrs. D? Can I carry you over the threshold?
I still don't think it's so very funny. I think it's positively awful if you really want to know the truth.
There are a lot of things about me you don't know anything about. Things you wouldn't understand. You couldn't understand. Things you shouldn't understand. I don't understand. You don't want to get mixed up with me. I'm a loner. A rebel.
Sorry. I was just trying to make out what kind of clothes that guy was wearing. Looks like some kind of military uniform. Wonder where he's from.
Could be from Mars, for all I care. Hurry up there, boy, will you? I haven't got all day.
What is that? Oh shit, what is that?
As the sun sets on Galani Keilani Luau, a reminder to our listeners, in the words of our very own President Kennedy, think not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for the King and Queen of America. On Free Radio Olympia, 91.9 FM.
I should have known he was as good as dead when they wheeled him in.
You did everything possible, everything you could, Dr. Cooley.
Everything. Everything except save my patient.
Everything in the books.
You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the Twilight F.R.O. Free Radio Olympia, 91.9 FM.
Please let me be the first to offer my condolences.
And let me be the first to welcome you back into the dating pool. Thank God, I thought you were crocodiles.
Crocodiles on a three-wheeler?
Right? How scary would that be?
Now, Dad, do I have permission to take over and try things my way?
The operating room is no place to experiment.
He's dead. I can't do any harm.
Very well. Corpse is yours. Do what you want to do.
Bitte, mein Herr, haben Sie ein Light? Danke.
But did you seriously climb all the way up here just to see what my bonus is?
No, I sarcastically climbed all the way up here to see what your bonus is. He said, sarcastically. Ironic, isn't it?
I'm not sure that's technically irony.
What? This is like O. Henry and Alanis Morissette had a baby and named it this exact situation. Lana. Lana. Lana!
What?
Danger zone. Hey, John, look. It's one of those women with a man.
Oh, again?
There's his car if you need convincing.
I don't need convincing. I just don't see anything peculiar about it, that's all.
And more. I know what she's doing every afternoon. All afternoon. And Grandpa. He never did a day's work in his life.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
You're You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
Can you tell me what time the show starts? Brother, please, I just want to know what time the show starts.
Hold on for a second.
What? What time does the show start?
It's Friday!
It's Friday! Thank you.
It's Friday!
Very good at this.
It's Friday!
It's Friday!
It's Friday!
My friend, you have seen this incident based on sworn testimony. Can you prove that it didn't happen? Perhaps on your way home, someone will pass you in the dark, and you will never know it, for they will be from outer space. God help us in the future.
It's Friday!
It's Friday!
What do you make of that? Modern women. Yeah, they've been that way all down through the ages, especially in a spot like this.
You know, I'll bet my badge right now we haven't seen the last of those weirdies.
Send the big one for the girl and the policeman. I'll turn on the dictal robotary so we may converse with him.
Oh, I assure you no harm has come to her. Would you like to see?
Next time you try that, I won't aim at the...
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
It was an uncertain time. How could one sleepy northwest town change everything?
Let the fair begin.
Left our existence. Even though you've seen us, heard our messages, you still refuse to accept us.
Why is it so important that you want to contact the governments of our Earth?
Because of death. Because all you of Earth are idiots.
This is Free Radio Olympia at 91.9 FM on your radio dial.
Beware, beware, beware of the big green dragon that sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys, puppy ducktails, and big fat snails. Beware, take care, beware.
I don't know, it's hard to describe, but I've never seen anything like it in my life.
This is Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM in Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater. Online at forolympia.airtime.pro.
There was something really cool about it.
The 1962 World's Fair, when Seattle invented the future. What? See the event that put Seattle on the map and gave the world a new century.
We can do this.
No, I here it. No, we don't. Here. I let it. Now, you know. Yeah, you know. No, that, you know. Yeah, rather. Yes, you know. Yeah, you know. I need it.
What was that? A report from the monitor we sent to the surface to obtain the results of your last nuclear test.
The readings are 25, 26 to the right, 27, 28, 29 to the left, 30, 31 up, 32, 33 down.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
See the event that put Seattle on the map and gave the world a new century.
We can do this.
Because I'm not that...
I'll probably have a headache on Wednesday, too.
Come on, I'll fight the three of you with me eyes.
Richard, what is the meaning of this disturbance? Pack your things and leave this house right now.
An inhabitant of a far distant galaxy crash lands his spaceship on Earth.
only to be pursued by a band of thrill-seeking rednecks.
I saw a flying saucer.
Saucer? You mean the kind from up there?
Yeah, its counterpart. It was shaped like a huge cigar. Your guess is as good as mine, Larry. One thing's sure. Inspector Clay's dead. Murdered. And somebody's responsible.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
A real woman could stop you from drinking.
It has to be a real big woman.
Arthur, will you take my hand?
That would leave you with one.
What we're going to be hunting out there, some kind of creature.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
How long have you been here? Since the beginning of your experiments in nuclear fission.
What have you got to do with that?
We are accumulating the energy released with each of your atomic explosions.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
A mistake is made.
A story must be told.
Oh, forget about the flying saucers. They're up there. But there's something in that cemetery. And that's too close for comfort.
The saucers are up there, and the cemetery's out there. But I'll be locked up in there.
Spirits like old Farmer Calder talked about.
Well, maybe.
The only spirits he saw tonight were those I smelled on his breath.
Well, don't forget, Miss Trent claims to have seen them, too. She didn't have anything on her breath.
This is Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM. In Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater. Online at forolympia.airtime.pro.
Do you still believe it impossible we exist? You didn't actually think you were the only inhabited planet in the universe. How can any race be so stupid? Stop him, Turner. He's close enough. Turn off your electrode gun.
I can't get it, it's jammed.
Stop him, you fool!
This is the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
And every word of it's true, too.
That's the fantastic part of it. What do you make of that?
Modern women.
Yeah, they've been that way all down through the ages, especially in a spot like this.
You know, I'll bet my badge right now. We haven't seen the last of those weirdies.
Send the big one for the girl and the policeman. I'll turn on the Thekla robotary so we may converse with him. Oh, I assure you no harm has come to her. Would you like to see?
Next time you try that, I won't aim at the board.
This is Free Radio Olympia at 91.9 FM on your radio dial.